Most people who want to write a novel or a screenplay for the first time never get to the end. Something like 95% of people don't make it to the end, but there's a way to solve that and overcome that problem and write the novel that you want to write. You need a structural approach to writing your novel. I'm going to give you one that has 6 steps in it and explain how those work so that you can write the novel that you want to write, reach the end, and have a story that makes sense. I also have a story planning guide that you can download for free. Just leave a note down below that says story planning guide, please, and I'll send that to you right away. Now, the first thing you need is a world building document. You need to know the rules of your world. You need to know the characters in your world. You need to know their relationships. You need to know their backstory. You need to know magic systems if you're writing fantasy, technological elements if you're writing sci-fi, laws that come into play if they're related to the story you're telling. And that's where your world building document comes in. It's first and foremost about just kind of throwing out there everything that's in your brain about that world, and then about beginning to bring some form of organization to it, organizing the conflicts in terms of ascending order, organizing other elements of your story. The next thing you need is a log line. A log line is really just a condensation of the core conflict of your story, the protagonist of your story, and their flaw. That's it, those 3 elements. And I don't mean it in the sense that people normally think of log lines as a marketing statement. You know, on a planet in a far-off land, there is a knight who carries the burden of his people. No, that's not what I mean. I mean something that just summarizes your story so that you know what the story is, because you need to know the core conflict of your story. Next, you need a beat sheet. You need to know the relationship between the beats to time out the pacing of your story, make sure you have enough material. Fourthly, you need to have a chapter outline. You need to turn that beat sheet into chapters, probably 32 to 35 chapters, each one about 2,500 to 4,000 words. You need to know what's going to go in each of those chapters so that you're not stuck trying to figure it out. Finally, once you have that, and each of those things should be refined and revised multiple times, then you go to draft, focusing on writing one chapter after another, not thinking about the whole big picture, because otherwise you'll become overwhelmed. And then once you write it, once you get to the end of your novel, then you edit it, and you have an editing process. You follow those 6 stages, one after another, and you will write a novel, I guarantee you. And it will give you a better product at the end because you'll have planned it out and worked it out and articulated it and stress tested every aspect of your story. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Leave any comments as well. Follow me for more content like this. Share it around with other people, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.